By the end of this video, you are going to know how to stop those anxious feelings immediately. I have been using these tools for myself for a long time, and these are the exact tools that I have used to stop the anxiety, stop feeling panicky, and really retrain my brain so that my body didn't go there all the time. Can't wait to share it with you. Okay, so this first technique I'm going to share with you is really what helped me stop the anxiousness and the panic in my life. I was experiencing anxious feelings a lot. After I had our last baby, I had terrible postpartum depression and anxiety, and I was just experiencing that anxiety several times a day at its worst, and I didn't know how to stop it. I didn't know how to get a handle on it. Watch my video on emotional health and well-being. That's where I really tell you about the solid long-term things that I did that really just dissipated those anxious feelings and that panic. But this is what I did right in the moment. This is how I handled it when it came up and I needed it to be gone right then. So the first tool is called EFT, which stands for Emotional Freedom Technique, or tapping. So it's kind of, if you've never heard of it before, and as I explained to it, if you've never heard of it, it sounds a little weird, but I'm telling you it works. What it is, it's kind of like acupuncture or acupressure. You're basically tapping on parts of your body and causing a change in your brain. So from what I understand and from what I have researched, anxiety and panic and fear is all coming up from your amygdala. So the amygdala in your brain is what controls that fight or flight thing. And what is going on is there's some type of triggers in your life that is causing that your brain thinks is danger, it's harmful for you. So it's sending you an alert, a panic, an anxiety, all of that, so that you will fight or flight, so you can get out of that situation. But the reality is, there is no fear, there's no reason to panic. So what you need to do is turn off that amygdala in your brain to tell it, like, I'm good, don't worry about it, we're good. So with tapping, that turns that off for you. So the way to use this is, let's say that you're feeling anxious, or you have that like increased heart rate, or you're feeling fear or panic. What you do is, I always just start like tapping on this, it's called the karate chop, part of your hand. So I will tap, and I'll say out loud if I can, or if you're just by yourself, you can say it like in your mind. A lot of times I would find myself like, I'd go use the restroom, like if I was in a public place with everybody, I'd excuse myself, go use the restroom, and I would do this in the bathroom stall. So you just say, even though I have all this fear and panic, I totally and completely accept myself. And you say that 3 times. So, and doesn't have to be word for word, doesn't have to be perfect. You just say these things while you're tapping. And I take a big deep breath. Even though I have all this anxiety and I don't know where it's coming from, I totally and completely accept myself. Kind of whatever is going on in your brain, I'll say it. Even though I have all this anxiety and fear, I totally and completely accept myself. So that kind of sets you up. So I do that 3 times on the karate chop part. And then I go through and I tap in the different areas and I say what I'm feeling. So for example, let's say that I had this fear and anxiety come up and whatever, I didn't know where to come from. So after I did this, I would tap on the top of my head, this fear, this anxiety, and then tap through the points. The next one is right here at the kind of start of your eyebrow. I hate this. I don't like this when it comes up. I don't know why it's coming up. I don't know what to do. It sucks. I want it to go away so bad. I don't even know. I feel like my heart rate is just skyrocketed. And I'll take like deep breaths like this. Oh, it's driving me crazy. I don't know what to do. And then like where your collarbone is, this fear and anxiety. So you don't have to, say any perfect words. It doesn't have to be perfect, but whatever's kind of on your mind, whatever you're thinking, I say that. Or you can just say, this fear and anxiety, I just want it to go away. This fear and anxiety, I just want it to go away. This fear, this panic, I want it to go away. So you're gonna tap through the points. I would do it 2 times. And then, oh, I forgot to tell you, at the very beginning, You want to, on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being like the worst you feel, 1 being you're super calm, where you're at with your anxiety and your feelings. So you could like be at like an 8. So you would kind of mentally think, okay, I'm at an 8. Go through the rounds a few times and then check in with yourself. Where are you at? So if you could still be at an 8, you'd be like, okay, I'm still at an 8. Or you could be like, okay, I'm feeling a little bit better. I'm about at a 6. So then you do it again. You keep going through all the rounds until you're calm, until you feel peaceful. Sometimes it takes me just 1 round and I'm calm. Sometimes it takes me 30 minutes of doing this. Actually, I don't know if I've ever done it for 30 minutes, probably maybe 15 minutes. And then it's calming. So you just keep going through, and that's telling your brain, it's basically like retraining your brain to say, don't freak out when whatever trigger just happened. And you don't have to know the trigger, but you're telling your brain, don't freak out when this has happened, you're calm. And as you continue doing this over the weeks, months, you will find that you are retraining your brain, that your brain is no longer going to start panicking when that stimuli or whatever has happened is happening. This is really how I just like got my fear and anxiety under control. I like very, very rarely have an issue. Like sometimes, like maybe, I don't know, a couple times a year, something will bubble up and I'll feel it. And so I'll do this again. You can do this for fear and anxiety. You can do this for sadness. You can do this for everything. Anything that you like don't want to experience, you can do the tapping technique and let it go. And it has really just changed my life. I also do this with my kids. Like if they are feeling sad or blue or don't even know what's going on, or if they're angry or mad, then we do these tapping techniques and just go through the points and tap it out, and just whatever is going on in your mind, you say that and get it out. And then once I am calm and I feel that like, okay, I'm at a 1 or a 2 or a 3, then what I do is I go back in and I will, you don't have to do this part, but I usually do this part, is I will say how I want to feel. So once I feel calm, I'm like, I'm calm, I'm peaceful, I feel so good. I feel so calm and peaceful. It feels so good to feel so peaceful. I feel peaceful. And you can just say, I feel peaceful, or I feel calm the whole way. But I do a few rounds of that just to kind of plug in how I want to feel. Okay, the second tool that I'm going to teach you, I learned from John Assaraf. And I can't remember what he calls this, but basically he talks about how you need to like stop your brain from freaking out, from thinking things are not good. And the way that you can stop that is through 6 deep breaths in, 6 deep breaths, or 6 breaths out. And he said basically what that does is just gives your brain time to be like, okay, I'm calm, I'm safe, I don't need to freak out right now. So when you do the 6 deep breaths, it's very slowly. So you're going in and then out. Okay, I felt silly just being so calm and silent with that. But so that's how slow, and you do 6 of those. So by the 6th one, your anxiety level is usually a lot lower, and those anxious feelings have usually gone away. If they haven't, then do the 6 again, and that's really going to help. Okay, so my last tool is essential oils. That's what this channel is all about, and because they work, they really do work. So there's actually a lot of oils that help with anxious feelings, but the three that I keep going back to, these are the first 2 that I started with. One is called Balance and one is called Serenity. These are blends of oils, so in each bottle there's a blend of a lot of different oils. Balance is a blend of tree oils, and tree oils, think of it like a tree, how solid it is, and its roots are, real, very deep in the ground, and that if winds come or whatever, a tree can usually stay very solid. And that is what balance does for us. It helps us feel solid, and that we feel grounded, and we feel like we can take on whatever's going on in our lives. So I will just take this if I'm feeling anxious in the moment, and I will just put some on, smell it, and then take Serenity. You could do both, you could do either or. Serenity is a peaceful blend. It's also a restful blend. I use this for sleeping too, but it has lavender and some other ones, and I'll smell this one. Just take a breath. I like to combine these two. I put them in a roller bottle. I always have this in my purse, just for any time that I'm feeling a little overwhelmed, or if those anxious feelings ever pop up, then I have this. This is the blend that if our family's feeling a little bit wild and crazy in the car and everybody's moody, I'll take this and everybody puts them on, passes it to the next person. So that's really cool to have together. The other one, I say I started with these when I had all those anxious feelings, because I started with that about 8 years ago, dealing with it. And now I'm telling you about this one because this one wasn't around. This is a new blend that doTERRA came out with about a year or so ago. It's called Adaptive, and it is amazing. It was formulated specifically for mental wellness and mental health. The oils in it are perfectly balanced and formed just to tell our minds and have our bodies be calm and relax and be peaceful. This one helps with any type of stress, with worry, fear, anxiousness, all of those things. I talk about this in my my video about mental wellness, but this one I used that. There's actually a capsule form of this, and I used that when I was feeling anxious about flying. Like I said, I haven't had those anxious feelings in a really long time, but going on a plane brought those feelings up for me again, and I never really got rid of them. And so normally I just kind of have to like grit my teeth and like try to calm, and I use some oils that like seem like they help or feel like they help. But when I took this Adaptive, the capsule that comes with it, it just like took the fear away and took that anxiousness away. So this does come in a capsule form. So all of these oils, the Balanced Serenity, the Adaptive, I will put in links below so you can check those out. All right, if you like this video, make sure you give it a like and think about subscribing to the channel. I do new videos every Tuesday, so hit that notification bell so that you don't miss out on those. And also, if you want a list of the oils that I use over and over, like the main ones that our family uses over and over again, and how to use them, I have a guide down below, so there is a link for that.